And the Jubilee Alliance has set an elaborate network to contain CORD's coalition attacks on President Uhuru Kenyatta's administration, with cabinet secretaries and government cum-state house spokesmen not being political office holders. Jubilee is establishing a political arm called the Secretariat to defend, repulse and shield the government from opposition. By the composition of the Secretariat has put the President's Party, the National Alliance TNA, and its deputies United Republican Party URP on a coalition course. Sam Ogina has the details.
1 day after President Uhuru Kenyatta lambasted the CORD coalition for clamoring for a referendum, his deputy William Ruto came to Kwale with an equally blunt message.
There is a nostalgia I'm noticing of the people who voted yes to try and think they can now vote no.
The CORD coalition is seeking to change the country's governance system from presidential to parliamentary, with the argument that the current system leaves the small communities with a numerical disadvantage. The Jubilee Alliance sees this as an attempt to sneak into power through the back door.
And it is time people began to understand that if you lose an election, there is something called next time.
But the CORD coalition has sought to correct that impression. The team was holed up in a secret meeting at a Mombasa hotel, strategizing on how to sell the referendum agenda. Siaya Senator James Orengo eventually came out to defend the coalition's latest maneuver.
The second question of the referendum that we seek to advance is to change the system of government to the extent of accountability. You know, there are those who are saying quite incorrectly that we want to change the electoral process, that we want to deny the country the chance to elect their leaders directly. That is not the question. The question is the question of accountability.
Orengo insisted that the CORD coalition's intentions are good and in the interest of protecting the new constitution.
The national government and even the other governments at the county level needs to be accountable to the people and accountable to the people through the elected legislatures, so that we are not confident that the current framework and structures of the constitution, where the executive exists out of the parliament, enhances accountability.
But Ruto defended Jubilee's commitment to devolution and insisted that governors already have the power to implement the changes they need to be successful in the counties.
We were speaking with one governor who already collects 800 million shillings every month from local sources, local revenue. That is the appropriate use of power.
Since 2002, the country has held a referendum between general elections. The deputy president is, however, questioning the latest push that could see Kenyans lining up again to vote before 2017.
If they had won the election, would they be pushing for a referendum to change the constitution?
The referendum talk is a high-stakes debate that both the CORD and Jubilee coalitions have to win. A win for Jubilee may paint CORD as power-hungry, while a win for CORD may paint Jubilee as anti-reform and anti-devolution. Ferdinand Omondi, KTN, Kwale.
The Big Q, in association with Nguvu Cement.
Sorry, I beg your pardon, it is Ferdinand Omondi, as he correctly put, and not Sam Ogina, as I earlier mentioned. And that's